if you've never had a Land Rover Defender before, you may be wondering what the difference between a Defender 90 is and a Defender 110. Now, with the previous shape, the 90 was the measurement in inches between the front and the rear axle. The 110 was the measurement between the front and the rear axle for the larger car. So the 90 had 3 doors and 5 seats, shorter wheelbase. The longer wheelbase with 110 inches was 5 seats or 7 seats. The car behind me takes that a step further. It's not 130 inches between the wheels. I'm sure they use the metric system now, but they use the same ethos in that the 130 is a slightly longer car. Now, the 110 has the option of seven seats. The 130, the one behind me, has 8 seats. So if you're looking for a car that carries 8 people, including the driver, the options are there, but most of them are very van-like. And do you really want to be driving a van all the time, or would you rather have something that's a lot more comfortable, something that has the potential going off a road, something that tows well, something that carries well, something that feels really luxurious to drive? So the Defender 130 gives you all of those. And there's one behind me. The car behind me is a 2023 January registered car with 49,500 miles, which I know sounds a lot for the age of the car, but it did most of those miles in 1 year. So motorway miles, and it's worn it really well. I've driven the car. I brought it back after we put a set of tyres on it, and it drives like a car with a fraction of those miles. So I'd like to show you around this Carpathian grey with Narvik black, black styling package, and here it is. So the Carpathian grey is a really nice, deep metallic grey. There's no sun for me to say, look at the flex. It's unfortunately, it's a very overcast day, but it's a very nice metallic colour in the direct sunlight. And when you contrast it with Narvik gloss black, I think it gives the car a nice amount of detail. And I'll show you. So you've got the 20-inch wheels. You can see here we've put the Pirelli Scorpion Zeros on there, which are what the car was designed to run on. Wheels in gloss black, wheel arches in gloss black, tread plates in gloss black, as are the headlamp surrounds, the bonnet badge, lower front bumper section, and of course, as I show you this, you can see the condition of it as well. It's a very nice, sharp car. It's an X-Dynamic HSE. It's got the 6-cylinder inline diesel engine, which I think is a brilliant engine for the car. It's powerful, it's smooth, it delivers the power very early on the rev range, which makes it good for carrying weight. So if you've got a lot of luggage or you've got a car full of people, of course, that adds to the weight the car's carrying. And if you've got an engine that's more than capable of doing it, and doing it nicely and smoothly and comfortably, it makes all the difference to your driving experience. Now, the suspension is air suspension, so it is height adjustable. At the moment, we're sat on the lower setting, but I'll demonstrate how the suspension works in a second. We've got these nice, robust mud flaps, because yes, it is an off-road vehicle, but it does have nice paintwork. It is a nice quality car, and it helps to keep that looking nice. You can see the side steps here as well to help you get in and out of the car, and privacy glass to help keep the heat out. It's got a panoramic roof. You can see there the roof bars are also in gloss black, more gloss black showing down through here and down through the rear bumper. And then the spare wheel carrier is in both colours of Carpathian and gloss black as well. So there's a lot of nice detailing cues, styling cues here. It's a good looking car. Now if I step back again, you can see from the rear wheel backwards, it looks like it sticks out a little bit more than the 110 does, and it does. And it is essentially quite a long vehicle. That does make it very smooth to drive, because a long wheelbase vehicle tends to ride the bumps a lot more smoothly and gently than a shorter wheelbase one does. There's the trademark rear door and the door panels that you get with a new shape. Very functional looking. We have in here little hooks, so if you've got a bag of shopping you can hang it on there and you don't spill your milk. You can adjust, you can raise and lower the suspension from here. I'll do that from the inside of the car in a second actually. But you can see 2 seats in the front, 3 seats in the center, and then 3 seats at the back. Seat belts will come from here. There is a domestic plug socket. This is a luggage cover which fits in here and here, so when your car is parked up it covers over your luggage so no one can see in. Underneath there is your locking wheel nut and your tools and what have you. Now if I come round to the side you can see the interior has this lovely bicolour leather. It's robust deck. If you look at it, it is a very robust material. It feels nice, it feels soft. The centre part is perforated. That certainly feels more like leather than the robust tech does, but it looks nice. It's a nice bit of detailing, and you can see there the panoramic roof. Now if I pull this lever here you can see that those seats then drop down, and then there you can see all the headrests are popped down at the moment because it means that the access out of the back for the rear view mirror is better. But again you can see 3 seats, legroom that you wouldn't have with a shorter wheelbase car, cup holders and what have you. A nice place to be, and a nice practical car. Of course they will fold down as well, giving you a larger boot space. In the back here you've got plenty of leg space here as well, and then that is your rear climate control. So you've got 4-zone climate control, and these you can adjust for either side, and then here you have USB charging ports for your rear passengers. I do like the new interior door design. And then from this side you can see again that opening roof, even at the back there, makes a hell of a difference in terms of the amount of light, natural light that comes in. It makes it feel nice and airy, which will make all the difference when you've got a car full of people. Of course, yeah, even the rear passengers have the benefit. So I'm going to jump in and show you. We have a Meridian sound system. The seats are electric with memory, and then you have electric folding mirrors and electric mirrors here, and the 4 electric windows. The seats are in lovely shape. Electrical adjustment, so that does the base of the seat, backwards and forwards and up and down. That does the back of the seat, and here we have a lumbar support to make the seat more comfortable. 49,561 miles showing currently. If I just put my foot on the brake, press the start button, because the key is in my pocket. The key doesn't need to be plugged into the car in any way for it to work. It just needs to be in the vehicle. So the steering wheel, we have these series of buttons drives the screen. This one here is heated steering wheel. That's fabulous for this time of the year. You've got cruise control, which also has a speed limiter, and these 2 icons here, that tells you that this is radar assisted or active cruise control. So if you're doing 70 miles an hour on the motorway and your cruise control is set, a car pulls out in front of you doing say 60 miles an hour, rather than just driving out the back of it or having to avoid it, this will see the car, slow down and keep pace with the car in front until it moves back out of the way, and then it will speed up again to whatever speed you had it set to. You can close the gap or extend the gap between yourself and the car in front here. That is a really nice feature. The screen, at the moment we're showing navigation, but I'm going to use this button here to drop down to look at the display layout, and I can have 1 dial There we go, one central dial, or I can have left or right. Lots of different options here that I can flick through. Display layout again. Click. I can go into 2 dials. So I can customize the screen quite well. And then you can have various different information on here. And then we've got a button on the end which scrolls through your onboard computer functions, which are just down here. So it's a nice customizable screen. This is your main navigation and media interface. Now if I pop the car into reverse, which is a trigger, and then put into reverse, and you can see there that's now lit up into reverse. That shows us 2 different camera angles, and it's beeping because I've got a number plate on the back. So you've got a really nice clear reversing camera, and if I turn the steering wheel, you can see how that yellow line moves from right to left, and that gives you a trajectory in terms of which way it's going to go when you steer. And then here is your surround camera system. Now that system works really, really well in the dark. You're trying to get the car into a parking space. It might be raining. Your door mirrors might have droplets of water on them, making everything a bit more challenging. This makes your life a lot easier. Again, if you turn the steering, that then gives you a trajectory here, and it shows you with downward facing cameras fitted to the car exactly where you're going to go, and that's rather nice. If you want another view, you can press 3D, and then you can, so on road, off road, there are different views available to you. What a lovely system. So I'm going to go back home. I'm still in reverse, that's why. Take it out of reverse. So go back home. So we have navigation, media, and then various different options. Slope assist. This is a 4-wheel drive. It's an incredibly capable 4-wheel drive. But you see these buttons here. So you've got 1, 2, 3 of these all filled in, and these are empty. That means I can swipe, and then I've got 3 more options here as well, all to do with driving off-road. Wade sensing. I'll come to the wade sensing in a second, because of course what we're experiencing a lot of at the moment is water, and I think more than snow, especially in the south of England, more than snow, we get a lot of water. So this is where the air suspension comes in. So I'm just going to go into the wade sensing. So it says do not exceed limits of capabilities. So at the moment on the low setting we've got a maximum of 2'6". That's the depth of water that we can wade through safely. So if I now raise that, I can push this button here and take it to the intermediary. You can see that's now changing. We now have 2'9" maximum depth. We've got another setting here. Let's press it again. And now we're at 2'11". So that gives you a lot more depth of water to be able to navigate through. Where other cars are struggling or sitting on the side of the road, you can just drive straight through. And I'm just going to show you now, walking around the back of the car, the difference that makes in terms of ground clearance. So great for water. Also great for overcoming physical objects. So just going to push that right up. So I'm just pressing that button now. Now that is the highest setting. That is at this part here is now about the height of my belt. So if you have the seats folded flat and you're loading heavy things in the back, then you can drop it down to help you access the back end. But now we have that amount of ground clearance, that much extra. So that gives you a lot more options in terms of what you're able to drive over. Now I'm going to now press the button and show you how far that moves. So I'm going to press the downward button here, and then you can see that car now dropping and settling into a standard driving mode. And that gap there has now closed significantly. So of course If it's sitting low, the centre of gravity is better, the handling is better, so all your on-road characteristics are much better served at a lower setting, and all your wading and off-road driving is better with the suspension raised. So that is a very good option, and it does make the car very comfortable to drive indeed. So that's the wading. So I'm just going to press this to show you that we've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, weight sensing, phone, there's a full phone integration, air quality. That's very nice. You can clean the air. This is a car that's quite often used, just closing this door, quite often used for families, and if you're able to purify the air and monitor the air and ionize the air within the car to keep it nice and fresh, and you're not then breathing in lots of diesel fumes, pollen, and all the other things that can make you sneeze or make you feel bad, this is really nice, and this is a huge option as far as I'm concerned for keeping your family safe. So that's the head unit. The air conditioning system is here. You turn the dial, you adjust the temperature on the right and the same on the left. If you press the button, that gives you heated seats and cooled seats. So you've got the blue now lights up. Now these perforations all of a sudden make sense. So the perforations in here, I can actually feel that now, and I can hear the fan. That blows cool air through the perforations of the seats to help keep you cool. And that makes all the difference in the world when it's 30 degrees outside. If you've gone on holiday down to south of France or whatever, it's really hot outside. You might be wearing a suit or some nice clothes, and the last thing you want is to be really hot and sticky when you get out. Air conditioning seats, lovely. So that works really well. If your phone supports it, we have wireless charging. And if you're on a long journey, or if you just like to have something cold to drink, you've got a refrigerated cool box here with 2 different settings, or 3 if you count off. And that is it's top loading, so when you open it, you're not losing the cold air, because the cold air stays in, because cold air sinks. But that will keep your Mars bars, your cans of Coke, whatever, nice and cold for those long journeys, especially when it's nice and hot. And when it's cold, you've got all your heated seats and a heated steering wheel. What a lovely car for all seasons. The sunroof has blinds, so if you want to shut the sun out while the car's parked so the car doesn't get so hot, you can do. If you want to open the sunroof, then that's rather nice too. One thing I do like is a sunroof. Moving down to the practicalities, you've got a USB, USB-C, additional charging points. So you've got charging points in the front and in the middle. There's another one down there as well, and in the back. And then you've got this is to hold on to if you decide that off-roading is what you're doing for the day. It just gives everyone something to hold on to. What a fabulous car. So it's a slightly longer video than normal, but there is a lot more to show on this car than a standard 2-seater sports car. So I hope you like the car. I hope you like the video and find the video useful. If you'd like to know more about the car, please visit our website, www.bramshawbv.com. Drop us an email, drop us a text or a WhatsApp, or pick up the phone and speak to us. We'd love to talk to you about it. Thanks for watching.